What's good, y'all? So yesterday I went to the movies and did the unthinkable. I watched Snow White. Yes, thank you. I know I'm so brave. And after sitting in that empty theater for 1 hour and 49 minutes, I can confidently say now, Snow White was good. Psych! This movie was booty. This movie was the worst movie I've seen this year. The worst movie I've experienced in theaters, and potentially the worst Disney movie I've ever watched. And I've seen Mulan too. I don't like this movie. In fact, I dislike this movie so much, don't go watch it. Don't. Save yourself the time, the money, and honestly, the respect for yourself. Just respect yourself and don't go watch it. I got you. I'm gonna tell y'all everything that happens in it and everything I ain't rock with. This is not a spoiler-free review. The movie opens with us meeting Snow White, who's played by Rachel Zegler. I'm gonna talk about you in the end. Snow White is a princess, daughter of a king and queen who rule over this nice kingdom where they bake pies, sing songs, dance all day, you know, fairy tale stuff. Everything was peaceful until her mom died. R.I.P. mama. But her dad couldn't stay out the game forever, am I right, fellas? So he gets with Gal Gadot, who was just terrible in this movie. Like, my personal opinions of her aside, her acting was, I can't explain it. Sometimes it was like Cobra Kai cringy, sometimes it felt like she wasn't even trying, and other times it just felt like, do you know what movie you auditioned for? Anyways, after Snow's dad goes off into war and goes missing, Gal Gadot has to take up the mantle and becomes the evil queen. She rules the kingdom into the ground, even making Snow White a servant. See, this is why monarchies suck, England. And at this point, the evil queen had everything she wanted. Until one day, her mirror on the wall tells her she ain't the fairest of them all anymore. Which, if you don't know, it pretty much means she's not the baddest in town anymore. It's Snow White. And the evil queen is like a fat kid in middle school. She got some self-esteem issues, so she did not like this at all. So in an act of jealousy, she tries to get Snow White assassinated. But just like the original, the huntsman she sent to assassinate Snow White just couldn't bring himself to do it. She was just too fair. So Snow White runs off into the woods, and that's where she meets the 7 dwarves. Isn't What did y'all do? Y'all already took Hulk and now the dwarves too? Bro, this is almost as bad as that Roderick change. Like, look at them, they're hideous. Y'all may not believe me, but these dudes actually made me grateful to not have kids yet. Cause imagine taking your kids to the movies and putting them through this. They would have been traumatized. They would have never forgave me. It would have been me and Chucky all over again. I still don't know why they didn't just hire real little people for this. Like, Hasbulla. Imagine him as Grumpy, that would have been fire. They just give me Uncanny Valley vibes. Like, am I tripping, y'all? Like, ugh. Even Dopey, who's supposed to be the most adorable one in the original, just looks like a sober Gollum. I wouldn't be surprised if someone makes a Roblox horror game with their faces, cause oh my goodness, yeah, I'm calling it. We see the dwarves take Snow in and Snow teaches them how to clean. I won't lie, I like the whistling in this part. Y'all know the but that's from the original too. Snow White then leaves again to go save her dad or something, and that's when she runs into the love interest of the film, Jonathan, a bandit leading a group of 7 bandits, and these 7 bandits, by the looks of it, were initially supposed to be the replacement for the 7 dwarves, but it looks like they scrapped the idea, which is like, why was this even a thought in the first place? I don't want to sound like one of them go woke, go broke dudes, but it just doesn't make sense to put the freaking diversity Avengers instead of the dwarves. It doesn't even make sense to keep them in because they did nothing throughout the whole movie. Like, I'm being so serious. Only 2 that spoke from what I remember were the little one and the tall one with the beard. That was it. They didn't do anything. They were just there. And also, I don't know if I watched too many comedy movies, but I was waiting for a dwarf joke the whole movie between one of the dwarves and the little bandit dude. Am I tripping or would that not have been funny? And then there's this movie's version of Prince Charming, Jonathan, a bandit. Come on, bro. This is a fairy tale movie and even this wasn't believable. A princess is not gonna fall in love with a bandit. Even Aladdin knew that. That's why he went and got his drip up. I'm not believing that. Snow is being hunted by the queen's guards, and after Jonathan takes an arrow for her, they take him back to the hut to recover. And at this point of the movie, this is where the pacing just goes out the window. Jonathan, after recovering, goes to I forgot what he was supposed to do. He goes to do something and immediately gets captured. And this is when the evil queen does the whole dress up as an old lady and gives Snow White the poison apple thing. And this was so stupid in this movie. I mean, I didn't have high expectations, but the way she convinces her is by saying she'll need a snack for the road. When right before this, we literally saw Snow packing up her snacks for the road. Is this not stupid? To be fair, it happens in both versions. I think this one's dumber. I just don't know why either of them don't say no. Like, trust me, I've been offered some more enticing things by crackhead ladies before, and it's easy to say no. Most of the time, Snow takes the apple from Gal Gadot and obviously she dies, only to be brought back to life literally 2 minutes later after Jonathan escapes prison and kisses her. How he escaped so fast? Well, he did what no one ever thought of. He just pulled the iron shackles from the wall. Dang, I should probably tell my cousin about that trick. I'm not even exaggerating the speed of these events, by the way. Jonathan gets kidnapped, Snow dies, Jonathan escapes and brings back Snow to life, all in the span of like, I don't know, 15, 12 minutes. At least it felt that way. And then the ending, oh my goodness. So after the bandit dude brings Snow back to life with true love's kiss, Snow White goes to take down the evil queen in the most out of left field way possible. She pulls up to town and convinces the queen's soldiers to join her side by telling them stuff about themselves. What? I'm not even joking. It literally went like this. Jorge, you used to be a barber. Michael, you're a type 1 diabetic. Tyrese and Gabe, you're both alcoholics. I know your names. I remember all your names. And somehow that works. They all just flip sides and do this corny little movie thing where they're all just like, I remember, and I. The queen loses it saying, no! Goes to her mirror on the wall. It still tells her she is not the baddest of them all. And then she shatters it. And her shattering it made her shatter into pieces too, I guess. Man, this is lame. Again, I get it. I'm a feminist. I love my mom. Y'all want Snow White to win on her own, okay. But y'all gonna tell me this is better than or even close to the original? Heck nah. In that one, the dwarves quite literally spun the block for Snow White and packed up the queen themselves. In this one, what did they do? Infiltrate the castle and pose up while Snow White used her talk no jutsu? Man, the movie ends with the kingdom throwing one of those white parties that he who shall not be named be throwing. Bro, what is this? My final thoughts on Snow White, it's not even mid. There's mid movies that I could rewatch. This, I don't think I ever want to watch this again. The acting was aight. The story was blah. The songs were The dwarves were ugh. And worst of all, the ticket was $18. Y'all forgot I had to pay to watch this. It's nearly 20 bucks. Oh my goodness. I did this for y'all. Honestly, the only good part about this movie is may surprise y'all, but it's Rachel Zegler. Her singing was good. Her acting was better than Gal Gadot's. I mean, that's not a high bar, but it's better. It just felt like she was trying. I mean, granted, I still don't think she should have been picked as Snow White, because one, this is coming from a Dominican dude, by the way. She's Spanish. And I don't know if y'all knew this, but Snow White is white. And Snow White's whole thing is kind of that she's not Spanish or Asian or black or native. And two, which is a bigger deal than one in my opinion, because she's mixed, so it don't really matter. Rachel Zegler literally hates the princess she's playing. She hates Snow White. That would be like if they made a movie about Drake, and the dude playing Drake in the movie is Kendrick. That doesn't make sense. I digress. Besides that, she was good, but she couldn't save the movie alone. So the live action Snow White gets a solid 2.5 out of 10. I know, it could have been lower, making it easily the worst Disney movie I've ever watched. Mulan 2 is up there though. Comment down below if y'all agree or disagree with any of my opinions about this movie. I'm sure most of y'all will agree. Also, keep commenting weird movies for the next video, please. Remember, you get a shout out if I pick yours. Just don't make them too weird. I already seen some of y'all pushing it. And moral of the story, respect yourself and don't go watch it.
Break, now we need a break. Try to run away, try to get away, so it could be